Now at 10, Pineville, Missouri residents enjoy the nice weather with a fall fest. Plus, the Carthage Maple Leaf Festival kicks off this weekend. We'll take you to some of today's events. And women all around the 4 states show off their fishing skills in a fishing derby and EO show.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A parent is charged after allegedly shooting a volunteer football coach at a youth football practice in St. Louis this week. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Elise Noe. Authorities say Daryl Clemens shot Shaquille Lattimore 4 times. Lattimore is now recovering. Reporter Russell Kinsall has reaction from the community.
He's making amazing progress. He is sitting up in the chair. He's talking. He's in good spirits.
Samiko Lattimore posted this picture of her 30-year-old son, Shaquille Shaq Lattimore, in the hospital to show his progress. And he spoke for himself from his hospital bed.
Just want to tell y'all thank y'all. Thank y'all, everybody who's been praying.
Lattimore was shot Tuesday afternoon at Sherman Park near Wall Recreation Center during practice for a youth football team that he helps coach. The news was a shock for his mother.
It's 2 years since we've lost my middle son to gun violence. And the first thing I thought was, oh my God, not again.
43-year-old Daryl Clemens has been charged in the shooting. According to court documents, he was upset that his son wasn't on the starting team. The head coach heard the gunshots and worried a child had been shot.
That was the first thing for sure. And then when I seen my brother, my cousin, laying on the ground, that hurt, you know.
Daryl Jones and Lattimore played youth football together on the same team they now coach.
This man worked 12-hour shifts, gets off of work in his work uniform to come to coach the kids, man. Like, it's a good dude. It's a good dude. It's a good dude.
Counseling is being provided for the 9-year-old players who were at the practice. The coaches say angry, out-of-control parents are a real problem.
They get in the way of the kids' growth. They be trying to live their dreams through their kids.
For Coach Lattimore, there will be a long recovery, but his love of football and coaching kids will be a motivator to get better.
I want to say thank you to everybody. The outpouring of love and support for him has been absolutely amazing.
Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us for a first look at weather.
All right, we had a cloudy day across the 4 states, and you can see the clouds are still hanging tough in the 4-state area. We do have a piece of energy dropping down from the north, and that's going to cause a few scattered showers and sprinkles in the overnight hours. Radar right now showing those showers just southwest of Omaha and also just west of Kansas City. These are moving towards the south. Best chance of the showers tonight will be up towards the north and east as temperatures drop through the 50s to about 47 degrees by morning with those spotty showers around. Heading out to church tomorrow, we're looking at a temperature of 49 degrees with mostly cloudy skies in the morning. And then by the time you head home, we're looking at temperatures of around 56 degrees with a little bit more breaks in the clouds for tomorrow. Looking down the lane, we are going to have some sprinkles tonight with a cool Sunday and a slow warm up in our forecast, along with some Thursday chance of rain. And I'll detail all that coming up in just a little bit, Elise.
All right, thanks, Sam. The 5th annual Fall Festival in Pineville, Missouri took place today at the Pineville Town Square. The family-friendly event featured food, music, giveaways, and vendors. There was also a pet costume contest to get into the Halloween spirit and a bounce house for those kids.
So we have vendors here with all types of arts and crafts. We have food trailers here. The city has our own cook shack, and we have food and desserts out of there. We also have music all day long up on the stage. And kind of a unique twist is we give away free door prizes 3 times during the day.
Locals were able to enjoy the festival from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Quapaw Hay Days also took place today as locals celebrate the town's legacy. Quapaw was once the hay capital of the U.S., and Hay Days invited hundreds of local residents to enjoy fall festivities. Quapaw Public Schools put on the event that featured family-friendly fun like scavenger hunts, lip sync battles, and a basketball tournament.
I'm just seeing the community involvement, seeing all the kids running around having a good time, and just bringing the community together.
The festivities began at 10 a.m. and wrapped up around 3 p.m. at Quapaw schools. Blocktober took place today in downtown Galena. The event featured multiple vendors, games, food trucks, and bouncy houses. Some of the proceeds will go toward building a splash pad for the city of Galena. It cost about $120,000 and they are quickly approaching their goal.
So we're going to build a splash pad. It's going to be free to the community. It's kind of like what you see at Whitewater in the back area where the kiddos get to play. And it's going to be right downtown by our public pool. And like I said, it's going to be free.
In the evening, they also had live music from Big Smitty, a beer garden, and a pumpkin decorating contest. The Maple Leaf Festival week kicks off at Central Park in Carthage with Oktoberfest. The week-long festivities include live music vendors and a baby show today. Throughout the rest of the week, there's going to be a chili cook-off, chicken pageant, and even a night of worship on Wednesday.
The Maple Leaf Festival, this is our 57th year, but our Oktoberfest, this is our 3rd year doing Oktoberfest. And you know, we're leading up to our big day on Saturday. Friday night on the square is a free concert for anybody and everybody to come.
For more information about the event or upcoming events, visit KOAMnewsnow.com. The Neosho National Fish Hatchery hosted its fabulous fall fishing for females. This is the hatchery's 2nd annual Ladies Only Fishing Derby. The event began at 9 a.m. and ended around 12 p.m. and was open to women 18 years old or older.
Yeah, we're celebrating 135 years. The fish hatchery was founded in 1888, and so for this event, for this year, we have all our traditional fishing derbies. This is our 2nd annual women's fishing derby, so it's only the 2nd time we've ever done this.
For the derby, there was a 4 trout limit and no catch and release. Coming up, the Pentagon orders a 2nd strike group to the Middle East for Israel. Plus, how a popular social media app is taking steps to remove Hamas-related content from its platform. A lawsuit to block former President Donald Trump from the ballot in Colorado is going forward. Trump lost the first of several attempts to throw out a lawsuit that seeks to block him from the 2024 presidential ballot in Colorado. The lawsuit is based on the 14th Amendment, which bans office holders from future elections if they aid or engage in an insurrection. A district judge this week rejected Trump's bid to get the lawsuit dismissed on free speech grounds. Demonstrations turned out in the rain at Lafayette Square in Washington today to express their support for the Palestinians. The advocacy group American Muslims for Palestine, known as AMP, called for solidarity with the Palestinian people. AMP says Israel is causing the largest displacement of Palestinians since the Nakba, which is also known as the Palestinian catastrophe. AMP is also criticizing the Biden administration for its support of Israel. The demonstration came as Israel geared up for the next stage of its war with Hamas. The United States is sending a 2nd carrier strike group to the Middle East to support Israel as it fights Hamas. The U.S. warships will station themselves in the eastern Mediterranean Sea. U.S. officials say the strike group will not join the fighting in Gaza or take part in Israel's operations, but is intended to deter Iran and its allies in the region like Hezbollah from joining the fight. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is overseas working with allies trying to find a way to get Americans out of Gaza before Israeli forces move in. Bradley Blackburn has more details from New York.
The U.S. believed it had secured a corridor for Americans to escape Gaza, but Egypt still has not opened the gate at the Rafah border crossing. This American citizen is trying to get his family to safety. He said the embassy called at 2 in the morning telling him to be at Rafah by noon, but he still has not been allowed to cross.
It is vitally important that all of us look out for civilians, and we're working together to do exactly that.
Israel continues its bombing campaign in Gaza, targeting Hamas sites.
Hamas is a terrorist group. Its only agenda is to destroy the state of Israel and to murder Jews. And it's important that the entire world see it as such.
Israel has warned civilians to flee the area as it is massing troops on the border ahead of a planned land invasion. It has deployed forces across the country and is increasing readiness for the next stages of war. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited soldiers in southern Israel, asking them if they were ready, and said more is coming. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
President Biden spoke with Prime Minister Netanyahu on the phone Saturday. He also talked with Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas. The social media platform formerly called Twitter, but now known as X, marks the spots on Hamas-linked content and is removing them. X is removing hundreds of social media accounts that have ties to the terrorist group Hamas, according to X. CEO Linda Yaccarino. X is making the move following concerns expressed by the European Union's Commissioner for Internal Market, which warned against possible violations of the EU's Digital Services Act regulating sensitive and graphic media. A little later, how your ceiling fan can help you save on your heating bill this winter.
And it felt like winter out there today with temperatures in the 50s and northwesterly winds. I'll let you know when the warming trend is coming when we come back. Well, it was kind of a chilly day across the 4 states with temperatures in the 50s and northwesterly winds making it feel a little bit cooler out there. And unfortunately, the clouds kept a lot of folks from seeing the eclipse, but some folks were actually lucky enough to see it, like Brian Rogers down in Ottawa County near Miami at around noon today. You can see the partial eclipse right there. With a little bit of breaks in the clouds. But unfortunately, most everyone saw lots of cloudiness this afternoon and this morning. As we put that in motion, you can see that the clouds were pretty much with us all afternoon long. And we're starting to see those clouds thicken up a little bit again tonight as we have a wave of energy dropping down from the north. And that's going to spell some spotty showers and sprinkles later on tonight. Temperatures right now are generally in the mid-50s, 57 in Nowata, 55, a very popular number right now, 53 in Cassville for one of the coolest readings, along with Monette. All right, here's a look at that energy up to the north. That is dropping towards the south, and as it does, we'll see an uptick in the showers and sprinkles in the overnight hours, but the clouds are going to pretty much be with us through most of the day tomorrow. Rain chances are going to be highest tonight and then dropping as we go through the day tomorrow as we start to see more breaks in the cloudiness. Rainfall amounts are not going to be all that impressive, generally less than 500ths at that in some of the lucky spots, and mainly this is going to be to the north and to the east of the metro area, nothing out towards the west. So tonight as we go through the forecast, you can see the best chance of showers in Missouri on the Missouri side with temperatures in the mid-50s. And then as we go through the overnight into the morning, we'll see lows generally in the lower 50s with the showers starting to move away from us. And then as we head through the day, you start to see the breaks in the clouds starting to become more numerous, so we jump into the upper 50s and lower 60s for highs. And then as we go into Monday morning, we're going to see mostly fair skies with light winds, and that means temperatures are going to drop down into the 30s. So wouldn't be surprised to see some frost, especially in Pineville with 32. Same thing over in Monette, so a little bit of a light freeze there. Then as we head into Monday afternoon, mostly sunny skies with temperatures in the lower 60s, especially out towards the west where they could get into the mid 60s. Here's that piece of energy tonight that's going to rapidly move off towards the east. Then we'll have a ridge of high pressure building in for the next few days before the next storm system crashes into the Plain States on Thursday. And that's when the next chance of rain starts to come back into our picture. Here's the forecast. Tonight, cloudy with a few sprinkles in the morning, a high of 59 tomorrow. Then a slow warming trend up until Wednesday with a high of 72. Then some showers on Thursday, but look at next weekend. Perfect conditions. Temperatures in the lower 70s and lows in the 40s with lots of sunshine. Perfect weekend.
Perfect weekend,
yes.
Indeed. Thanks, Sam. With the change of seasons, it's time to change up the direction of your ceiling fan. Something you may not know is the direction and speed of a fan can really affect how warm your house gets. There's a switch that reverses the direction it rotates. Since heat naturally rises, you can use your fan to push warm air back down toward you.
The season we're coming into, have your ceiling fan on a slow speed blowing downwards or clockwise so that it will push the heat from the ceiling down towards the lower areas of your home.
Adjusting your ceiling fan can also help you save a little money on your utility bill during fall and winter. Still ahead, several local softball teams compete for a trip to a district championship. Plus, number 3 Pittsburgh State football tries to improve 7-0 against Missouri Southern. John Dales has highlights and post-game reaction from the Miners Bowl up next.
Pitt State football is 6-0 entering today. The third-ranked Gorillas have a matchup against Missouri Southern in Joplin, and the Lions would love nothing more than to spoil PSU's currently perfect season. The Gorillas have won 27 of the last 28 against the Lions, entering this afternoon at 6-0, so the Lions hoping for a big upset. First drive of the game, Chad Dodson Jr. dropping back. He's got all sorts of time, and he finds Antoine Squire, who picks up 20. Later in the drive, Squire again, this time on a handoff, takes it into the end zone for a touchdown. 7-0 Gorilla lead early in the first quarter. PSU up 14-0, and their defensive backfield was all over the place in this one. Southern driving, Luke Sampson airs it out, Rico Payton steps in front of the route and picks it off. Still 14-0 at that point. We'd hear a lot more from the Pitt State defense. MSSU with the ball in Gorilla territory again. Cole Sample knocks the ball free, picked up on the turf by the Gorillas. That's another turnover caused by the PSU defense. Right before halftime, Lions need a score badly. They get it on that one-handed catch by Deontay Campbell. Big-time momentum heading into the locker rooms. It's 14-7. Now start of the third quarter, Gorillas take momentum right back. Cleo Chandler goes into the end zone on a direct snap. Pitt State leads 21-7. Now it's 28-7. Gorillas in the fourth. Lions need some points in a hurry. Sampson goes deep. His pass tipped by Dominic Shellman and picked off by Jasper Ogburn, the true freshman. MSSU makes a late push, just under 3 minutes remaining. Sampson over the middle to Campbell. The big tight end shakes off a couple of tacklers into the end zone for his second touchdown of the day. Cut the deficit to 10, but too big of a lead to surmount. Gorillas win 31-21 on a day where they rushed for 272 yards as a team.
I feel like I performed well. Of course, I wouldn't be able to perform the way I performed if it wasn't for my O-line. We've been grinding all week, and we've been talking about just fast starts all week, and the O-line came out and did that. So my performance wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for my O-line. So
yeah, it was to establish the run game and play a little bit more up-tempo and try to keep those guys on their heels. I think that, we're going to get everybody's best shot, certainly, and, we kept it a close game for the entire game and gotten our way a little bit.
Over to local softball, district playoffs keep going this afternoon. Carthage began the Class 5 District 7 tournament with a 10-6 win over Joplin on Thursday. The Tigers take on top-seeded Ray Peck today with a trip to the district title game on the line. Carthage facing the Panthers of Raymore Peculiar. Winner moves on to the district title game. We begin in the bottom of the second inning. Catcher Brooklyn Dolan Main throws down to second. Ashlyn Brust throws over to first, and they get the runner caught cheating. Nice play. Stay 0-0. On to the other side, Kelsey Donaldson, one of the best pitchers in the state, and she looked like it today. Strikes out the side in the third inning. Finished the game with 15 strikeouts. Go ahead to the bottom of the fourth now. Runner gets caught in a pickle again, but this time the throw over to second gets away, inner center field, and Ray Peck takes advantage. 1-0 Panther lead. Later that inning, they're not done yet though. Carthage in a jam. They get what they need though. Ground ball to third, Jenna Calhoun, step on third, throw to first, out, a double play. They get out of the inning, still 1-0. Bottom of the fifth now. How about this play? Ashlyn Brust over at shortstop, full extension on the dive, makes the stop, stays at 1-0. Bottom of the sixth, another defensive gem here by Tigers. Into center, Lexi Youngblood makes the catch, then throws on to home. That's another double play to keep this at a 1-0 ball game. Tigers have a shot here. Carthage still looking for its first hit though into the seventh. 2 out, and Donaldson shuts the door. Gets the strikeout for what is a perfect game as Ray Peck beats Carthage 1-0, ending the Tigers season. And they'll see Neosho in that district championship game. The Lady Wildcats pull off an incredible comeback in the late stages of today's semifinal against Lee Summit West. They were trailing by 3 in the bottom of the 7th. Carly Kinnard hits a home run to tie it, then hits a home run, a walk-off home run in the next inning. Over to Class 4, District 7. Nevada headed to the championship game after taking care of Carlo Junction 15-zip. Game gets called after just 4 innings. This comes after the Lady Tigers beat Raytown South 18-0 in 3 innings on Thursday. And the Lady Tigers' opponent in that one is Webb City. The Lady Cardinals take down Belton 6-2. They're on to the finals. Webb City and Nevada have played each other twice in the regular season. Both games the Lady Tigers won. One of them was 5-1. One of them was 3-0. So some of the exciting stuff about that softball news is in that Nevada-Webb City game, no matter what happens, one of our teams going to the sectionals.
Love to see it. Yeah. Sounds great. Thanks, John. We'll be right back. At Fort Scott High School, their thespians held an annual tea party. Attendees were encouraged to dress up in their favorite costumes and enjoy crafts, food, and activities. This year, they added multiple new characters, including Tarzan and Jane, Captain Hook, Tweedledee, and Tweedledum, as well as the Teen Titans.
My students actually do everything for this. They each have their own table and they provide the treat or the craft and the decorations themselves, and they get into costume and they act out the character. So this is just an extension of what we do during the school day.
Tickets were $5 per child and could be purchased online or at the door. It's a fun way to spend your afternoon, especially inside away from the cold.
Exactly. It was very chilly out there today, and we're going to have another chilly day tomorrow with a few sprinkles, but then a warming trend begins early next week before the next system comes in on Thursday. But next weekend looks perfect with temperatures in the 70s and lows in the 40s.
Beautiful. Can't wait to see it. Final sports note.
Those 2 district championship games for softball, both on Monday night. We could have 2 of our teams headed to the next round.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Well, that's our time for now. Thanks for making us part of your night.